Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Mr. Beetle Pros channel, COVID free since 2020. Hope everybody's doing okay out there. Today I just got a handful of things, various things to show. So I'm gonna label this a this just in video. Anybody that knows me knows I love solo Beatles promo stuff. And I did get 3 pieces this time. I was totally stoked to get a little vinyl, so forth and so on, and my 40th Corgi toy. Been looking for this one for quite a while. Have it in different packaging, but I wanted this one because of the background card. This one came out in 2008. But it's eluded me all these years, and when they do show up, they want way too much money for them. But I guess you could consider this a mini Corgi toy. There is a set of minis. In fact, up there is where they're at. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones, including the hard to find George mini, which I'll get to those eventually. But yeah, I was really happy to pick this up. It's in really decent shape. It'll look good with the rest of them. So, that being said, let's move on. Picked up another album that, on my list, that I've been looking for quite a while, and that's this one, stereo copy of Revolver. I'm sorry, I can't justify the cost that people are asking for this album. I was lucky enough to find this one. Guy selling it claimed it was a subsidiary 1969 label, but it's not. So his Lost My Gain. It's a pretty clean record. I haven't cleaned it yet, but there's hardly any spindle marks on it, any scratches, anything. I was really stoked to get this. That knocks my list down one more. So now if I can just find a stereo copy, a decent stereo copy of Help and a decent mono copy of Revolver, I'll finally, after all these years, get all of the American issues. So, and you know, if you collect Beatle records, and I probably should have did this before I resealed it again, the back of the album on this is really, but it is super clean. I mean, I was so happy to get this, and believe it or not, it was less than $30, which, from what I've seen on eBay and sort of sites like that, that's dirt cheap. So I can chalk that one up to being done. Then there's some other one. You know, I pick up certain ones here and there if the price is right. Don't really need them. You know, I still haven't shown my vinyl. One of these days I'll get to it. But I picked this one up because, to tell you the truth, it was only $5. But it's the promotional copy of Got My Mind Set on You. And it's the same song both sides. Back of the cover's blank. Like I said, it's the same track both sides. But I have the UK 12-inch of this because I'm not sure if this was released here or not on a 12-inch format. I may be wrong. Should have did some research, but yeah, for $5 you can't go wrong. I don't think. And you know what? It's totally different color and everything from the original, so. You know, and then the same seller, and I only did it because it was $7. Don't really need it. I have the 12-inch promos. I have the 45. But it's the Porky's Revenge soundtrack. And the biggest reason I did this is because it is the gold stamped promo for one. Yeah, everybody knows this. George Harrison's "I Don't Want to Do It" is on here. If I remember right, it's just a standard Columbia record. It's just a gold stamped promo. This thing's never seen a turntable. But the other thing I thought was interesting with this record is it came with the press kit. And I thought that was kind of, different. I was like, hey, what the heck? There's just a flyer in here. And I think a picture of Dave Edmunds, I want to say. But it's just, yeah. Very glossy. There's a picture of Dave Edmunds in it. And then the literature for it, for the album and everything. And it says producer Dave Edmunds gathers impressive roster of artists for Porky's Revenge original motion picture soundtrack album. And then it goes into how he picked, who he wanted and how he got certain people and stuff like that. But no big deal. But it came with it. I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, I'll put this away later. But yeah, $7. So it'll just go in my Beals related pile somewhere. And then the last vinyl I got, I actually had one of these. Or I should say have one of these. It is a misnomer, let's face it. Because it's bullcrap. But it's a French 12-inch of Wings Let 'Em In and Beware My Love. And it's, it's special disco mix. That's a load of hooey. It's just the standard edition. Beware My Love, 6 minutes. Let 'Em In, 5 minutes, 8 seconds. Comes in this fancy ass special disco mix, leopard skin, die cut sleeve. But I may be wrong. I started buying 12-inch records, I think at Temporary Secretary. And I didn't know at the time I got my original one that this even existed. So I'm just curious if anybody knows, does this make like the first initial McCartney 12-inch out there? Are there any other ones before this? I don't know. But I picked up a second one because I couldn't believe what it sold for, and my brother needed one, so. Okay, that being said, next thing I want to show you is a promotional John Lennon Milk and Honey counter display. This, for the longest time, I thought this display was for that John Lennon Heart Play album, but it turns out it's not. This is almost the same as the top. In fact, it is the same as the top to the Milk and Honey floor display, which I have too. If I ever get around to it, I'll bring it out. But I know this is the counter display because it has the easel on the back. Okay. My brother's had this for years. I've always wanted one. I finally got my hands on one. Because, let's face it, John's been gone so long, there's not a whole lot of John stuff out there. And I got two more things here. First one is the promotional poster there's 5 different promotional posters for the album Wings Over America that I'm aware of. Okay. This makes my 4th one. I'm missing 1. If I'm right. 1, 2. I think I'm missing 1. But it's the Wings. This is the promotional poster for Wings Over America. Sorry for the glare, but I already put it in the plastic that I do. And this is going right up on the wall. I like this. It'll go with my Wings Over America mobile. But yeah, this out of all of them, I think this is the biggest promotional poster out of all the ones there are. The rest of them are smaller banners, and then there's a die cut red and white wing, which is tough to find. But and then the last one I'm going to show you, I am stoked to get this one. There's two more out there. I think it Wings at the Speed of Sound and a Red Rose Speedway that are this style. There's a Ringo Ringo, which I have, and there's a Living in a Material World, which when I film in my media room, you see it behind me up on the wall. But this is in the same vein. I already put it on plastic. This is the John Lennon Mind Games 1973 promotional poster. And I was so stoked to get this. These don't come up for sale very often, and when they do, they're just nuts, you know, price-wise. But this is definitely going up there. I love this poster. It's simple, you know. Living in the Material World, same thing. The album covers, and then it says Living in a Material World here. Red Rose Speedway has basically the same thing, you know. Wings at the Speed of Sound, you know, and then there's this side here is like the last 4 previous albums to that. You know, Ringo is just a big blue one, which as I go through my 2 cents videos, I'll bring that stuff out. But yeah, I love this poster. Anything I can get that's original solo stuff from the 70s, I'm flipping ecstatic. You know, so that being said, this video is getting a little long in the tooth. I want to thank everybody for watching. I also want to thank the response I've been getting for my the videos I've been doing in the Repro series. You know, the Counterfeit Repro Beatles Stuff series. I hope it's helping people out. I'm having fun doing them. You know, so with everything that's going on in the world, and my job's considered essential, so I'm still working. I know a lot of people aren't, but everybody stay safe out there. You know, practice your social distancing and all that stuff. And till next time, take care.